Hey, welcome to day 7 of the Bible in 1 year, chronological order. So I wanted to just go over some basic points. Should be a fairly quick video for us. So here we go. I want to talk about Ishmael and Isaac and a little bit kind of about what's being said. Chapters 21 through 22, I think, is what we're on. And Ishmael is about 15 years old when Isaac is born. As Isaac gets a little bit older, he's making fun of Isaac, and Sarah's really upset about it. So she goes to Abraham and says, "You got to send these Hagar and Ishmael away." So Abraham does it, and God assures him that he'll take care of him. But here's the thing that what I want to talk about is the boy's crying under a tree. Ishmael's crying under a tree. He's got to be 18, 20 years old. He's starving. He hadn't had any water, and his mom's got to take care of him. I don't understand that at all. Maybe he's 16 or 17, and maybe Isaac's only a couple years old. It's a little odd about the timing of how old he is, and so God promises to take care of him, but we all know kind of what happens. He causes trouble, and it goes on from there. But anyway, so Sarah gets rid of Hagar and Ishmael. Here's what's interesting in 32, this is kind of off topic here. So after making their covenant, this is Abimelech who is talking with Abraham, who's living in their land, and they're happy that they're there. Abimelech is happy that he's there. After making their covenant at Beersheba, Abimelech left with Phicol, the commander of his army, and they returned home to the land of the Philistines. So they're from the Philistines, and he makes this covenant with Abraham, the Philistines. David and Goliath, the Philistines. Then Abraham planted a tamarisk tree at Beersheba, and there he worshiped the Lord, the eternal God. And Abraham lived as a foreigner in Philistine country for a long time. So he makes this covenant not to hurt the descendants of Abimelech and the people that live there, the Philistines. But, it's just crazy because we know how many problems there are later on with the Philistines. Now let's come back again to Isaac, and I want to drive this point home. Chapter 22, verse 2, take your son, your only son. Okay, so God called to Abraham. Abraham, yes, he replied, here I am. Take your son, your only son. Yes, Isaac, whom you love so much, and go to the land of Moriah. Go and sacrifice him there on the offering. So here's the story of Abraham going to sacrifice Isaac. But I want to point out, it's not just the only place that he says it. In verse 12, don't lay a hand on the boy, the angel said. Don't hurt him in any way, for now I know that you truly fear God. You have not withheld from me even your son, your only son. Verse 15 and 16, the angels of the Lord called again to Abraham from heaven. This is what the Lord says, because you have obeyed me and have not withheld even your son, your only son. I swear by my own name that I will certainly bless you and multiply your descendants beyond number, like the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will conquer the cities of their enemies, and through your descendants all the nations of the earth will be blessed, all because you obeyed me. Your only son, 3 different times I've read already. Your only son. He doesn't recognize Ishmael as Abraham's son. So there you have that part of it. And the whole point is to say that it's Isaac whom God blesses through, not through Ishmael. It's not that he didn't take care of Ishmael and made him into a mighty nation and many descendants. But Isaac is the only son. And that's what I really wanted to take time to talk about today. So that's day 7. Keep that in mind, what's being talked about as we go further into Genesis. Have a great one.